Okay, David, 2 games to go. A point in the end against Port Vale. What's your final assessment of that tricky afternoon?
I think when we watched the game back, a draw was probably a fair result. I think that's the first thing to say. We were on the end of 2 poor refereeing decisions. Probably, it's disappointing when you're winning with 30 seconds to go not to win the game. We took 4 points off the league leaders. And we're in a better position now than we were before kick-off. So there's more to be positive about than negative, even though it felt like a bit of a kick in the teeth at the time. And it's in our hands. So there's far worse things to have happened on an Easter Monday, I'm sure. And I thought the performance was good. And with on another day, we would have had 3 points and not 1.
Yeah, 14 goals in the league now for the skipper. A brace for him. He went through a stage of not scoring too many goals. Not that was a detriment to the team. We're obviously still scoring goals from other people. How important is it that he's now, netted some more goals?
Yeah, look, we've said all along we want goals from everywhere on the pitch, and I think we've got that. I don't think he's scored 15 league goals in his career, and I said to him, you will. And we hope that he'll get at least 1 more in the next couple of games. And he's been terrific. I think a lot's been made about the fact that we've only had 1 fit striker, but the fact that it's Danny Rose and the output that he gives should not be underestimated, both in terms of game to game and in game. He's been a terrific player for us this season. He's led the line brilliantly, whether it's on his own or with someone else. And he deserves a huge amount of credit, and goals are a recognition for his hard work that he's put in over the course of the season. He's a great bloke, really like him. So he deserves a huge amount of credit, and I'm glad he scored a couple at the weekend, and I hope he scores a couple more in every game between now and the end of the season.
And you mentioned, obviously, for a long period of time we were just with the 1 striker. Good to get Justin Abikwu back, and a couple minutes at the end of the match, and he had a big chance as well, didn't he? As well, and Jaden Luca on the bench as well. It's nice to get some fresh faces back on the bench. Yeah, look, I think it's really important that we have as many fit players as we can. Obviously, Charles Vernon was excellent. Justin was good when he come on. Obviously, his chance was a real tough chance for a really acute angle, but it's really good. Because it takes that pressure off Rosie, it takes that pressure off others to score goals. We've got another goal scorer on the pitch, or another 2 goal scorers on the pitch, and that's really important. So the more fit players we have, the better. It's as simple as that. And as long as the fitness is okay, and as long as they hit the ground running, that's the main thing. So, we've got 2 more games to go, and we don't want any more injuries. And hopefully we can make positive changes in the game to affect the game, and we've got the players to start games that we know will give us the best chance of winning games because they're fit and available against whatever opposition it is. And you just mentioned Charles, but just a word on, like you said, his fantastic performance. I mean, he can be so important coming towards this final run in now, can't he? Because he was, like you say, fantastic.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was great. I thought the performance on Monday was very good. And we know, I keep saying it, if we perform well, we'll give anyone a run in this league. Like I said after the game, quite rarely Port Vale was celebrating, last minute equaliser, I get it. But it was to get them a point. It's not as if they'd won the game, because I thought and that shows how far we've come. It's a big point for them. It was also a big point for us. And Charles played no small part in that, like the rest of them did. So we're going to need everyone, keep saying it, whether it's Charles or Justin or Jaden or whoever it might be, we need them all. And that's important.
Yeah, obviously next up for us this weekend, trip to MK Dons. Was your first game in charge back in November when we travelled to MK Dons. I bet you're hoping for a positive result. Yeah,
look, they've obviously changed the manager. A bloke I know well, I played with one for 6 years, and he's a terrific bloke. They've obviously got some things going on with Dean Lewington, whether he plays or not, and with his last game at home and all that. And obviously he had 2 clean sheets since he's gone in. But no, we know that if we play well, like I say, we'll give anyone a game, and that's what we've got to do. We've got to make sure our performance levels are good. It should be a good occasion, backed by 2,000 odd fans who were terrific. They were terrific on Monday, like outstanding on Monday. There was somebody there from the LMA who phoned me on Tuesday, not Wednesday, sorry, Wednesday, and he said the fans were absolutely outstanding. He referenced that, and that doesn't always happen in football when you've just got like an independent observer, if you like. He said the fans were fantastic. Backed you, stuck with you. Even when we conceded that last second goal, they were still right with you. He said that was a massive thing. The fans deserve a huge amount of credit, especially the away fans. The numbers they're travelling and the support they give us. And hopefully it won't be the last away game of the season where we can travel in good numbers, because they do make a difference. They don't have to make a difference. So they deserve a huge amount of credit as well, and hopefully we'll give them plenty to cheer about again on Saturday.
Like you mentioned, with MK Dons, they have hit a patch of form, haven't they, with their new gaffer, 2 clean sheets and a win in their most recent game, their first win for just under a month. Like you say, it's fine margins now. Like you say, we need the fans with us, we need all the lads at their best. It's just everything now is looking towards that finish line. Yeah,
look, it's underlying performances are important. Obviously results at this stage of the season are more important. But we know if we play as well as we did on Monday, then we'll give anyone a game. Simple as that. We've got to. It's not very often you don't play well and still win. So, it's about us. That's not being disrespectful to MK. We'll give them the utmost respect that they deserve. But we've got to concentrate on ourselves. No one else, no other team, whether it's MK or anyone else in and around us. And that's all secondary to what we do, and that's got to be the focus. Can we get better than we did on Monday? Improve throughout this week. If we continue to improve, like we keep saying every day, every week, every day, keep getting better. Hopefully we'll perform even better on Saturday than we did on Monday, and hopefully that's enough for a win.
Lastly, there's tickets available on the gate for supporters. If you could say a message to some fans who may be in two minds about joining us in Milton Keynes, what would you say? If
you're in two minds, don't bother. Seriously. We don't want anyone with doubts. If you're going to come, get right behind us. I'm not interested in doubters. If you're at this stage of the season you're still in doubt, don't bother coming. Save your money. Times are tough. That might sound like I'm being harsh. I don't think I am. If you're not with us, don't bother. Because we want everyone with us. Players, fans, staff, the whole town. If you don't want to, I don't want any negativity. Because it seeps into the players. And that's the honest answer. It might not be the answer that you expected, but it's the honest answer, because that's what we need. That's what we've got to have from players, staff, fans, everyone. And we don't want any negativity, because we're in a great position and it's in our hands.
Brilliant. Thank you, David.